back to a Creative Cast, where a creative cast of people talk about creative things. I'm your host, Cali, and today I have with me...
I'm Marshaun.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ben.
Yay! We are back at it again with the white vans and a new recording place. Ooh.
Yay!
It's 2023. How dare you?
It is...
Open this up with the deadest meme. I want off this show already.
Do it to him.
Yeah, we need some TikTok memes up in here. Get the vines. The vines are so, what was it, 2015?
2015?
I don't know when Vine... I don't know.
That sounds about right. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the things that happen when I'm alive.
Just generally?
Yeah, I guess not.
Time is relative.
I know a lot about history. I can tell you something about your future. But nothing about contemporary things.
I know past, and I know future. I know nothing about the present. I do not perceive the current era of time that I live in. All the jokes aside, hi, it has been a year and a day since we have gotten together to do this.
Yes, indeed. When Callie told me that it has been a year since our last recording, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I thought it feels like forever, but also no time at all. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's been a hot minute. I don't remember if we mentioned this in the last podcast, but we moved. That was one of the things that happened, and there was just a lot of life going on in the last year. We just couldn't get around to actually making time for this, but we are back. We're back. We're gonna get back into doing this once a month at least.
We've all moved, actually.
Yeah, we have all moved.
Because you guys also got your apartment.
Yep, me and Ben. Ben, who is my boyfriend, for anyone listening that wants the lore.
Creative cast lore, yeah.
Our fans.
The backstory. We got an apartment together. Previously, I was living by myself. And now we live together. And it has been lovely.
Yay.
That happened in the last year.
We still have to check out your new place because I really want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. We gotta
Yeah.
do that.
And come on down. Come on to the we don't have a name for our house.
Now we have to, apparently.
You don't have a Mally house?
Wow. This scrubs.
I was gonna say the Bennis the
It cannot be Bennis.
Venice?
I disallow that.
Yeah, I was like, we don't have a ship name.
Ken? Ken with a C?
Ken
We're
with a
the
C.
Ken dolls.
Oh my god, yeah.
Ken with a CH, but the H is silent.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it so much.
It says Chen.
Oh my gosh.
Buster has also joined you guys back there.
Oh, hi, Buster.
Hello.
Yes, we still have Buster. He is here with us. We actually have 2 more cats now. we have a total of 3 cats.
We have 3 cats, and also we live with my little brother, so we're parents of 4.
Oh my gosh.
The cats has tripled by 300%.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, as far as stocks go, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were gone for a year. We accumulated 2 cats. I mean, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think we're doing fantastic for ourselves, frankly. But yeah. Yeah, so today's episode is kind of just like a getting back into the swing of things, talking about what we've been up to, creatively, and what our goals are. Not necessarily, I don't think any of us are really big into New Year's resolutions, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Yeah. Not a big deal.
Didn't really set any specifics this year.
Yeah, so, not necessarily being all ooh, New Year's resolutions, but just,
New year, new me.
But just talking about, the goals we have for this year and, the things that we want to accomplish. We also want to start doing a little segment at some point in this. I don't know if you guys want to do it first or last, but a little artistic spotlight where we talk about something that we found, like whether it's like an artist we like, maybe a video on YouTube or a movie, a show, whatever it is, just like whether everyone's talking about it or no one's talking about it. Just a little spotlight to be like, hey, this is a thing that I checked out and I liked it for these reasons. Maybe you would like that too. So that's another little fun segment we got.
We could call it like a creative spotlight or something. We can workshop the name, but it's a creative cast, so a creative spotlight.
Yeah, gotta have that consistency in branding.
Have, just a second to just spotlight something creative that we enjoyed in the time in between interviews.
Yeah. So that is going to be. That's essentially what you're in for in today's podcast. But yeah, would anyone like to talk about the creative things they have accomplished and hope to accomplish in this coming year?
That's a good question. Thank you for asking.
I'm very curious to see if you have anything lined up, because we haven't spoken to you about your goals in a while, and I'm curious to see what's in Chris's head.
Yeah, I think it's probably a bit different than where I was a year ago. I'm trying to think of like where I was at that time. I feel like a year ago I wasn't like all of my creative energy was towards work and my full-time job, which was fine at the time and what was necessary at the time. But since then, I've made it a point to do some stuff outside of work, which has been really great and fulfilling and a big change over the past year, I feel like. I think back in, I forget what month it was, maybe July, I had like posted on social that I wanted to get back into like making personal projects. And it kind of happened in the sense that I didn't make any new like 3D work or like stuff that I would deem as like personal projects in the past. But instead, I have used a lot of my personal time to develop coding skills, and have been teaching myself some game development stuff, which, I mean, I could share some of that online, and that's a thing that could happen, and that's something that I want to do this year.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's not as like, I guess I'm not sure what that looks like yet, because I mean, code doesn't seem like visually entertaining to me. If you know what I mean, like.
No, I get what you mean. I don't know if I actually mentioned this to you, but I actually took a coding class this past fall, and yeah, I can. Not that you can't do interesting things with it visually, but like it's more so like about the code itself.
Yeah. I mean, code is like, it's like meant to be the backbone like structure. Like it's never meant to be visible to people.
The back rooms.
Yeah.
It's meant to be the back rooms of the internet.
You know what? I believe that with all like the weird clipping and the hyper specificity of it all.
Specificity.
I don't know words. I thought we established this already.
Specificity.
You know words. See, I didn't have to say it right for you to understand what I meant.
Anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, coding is.
Yeah, it's been really rewarding, and I feel like I'm getting the same energy from it that I did like making art, like especially towards like the beginning of college and like high school and stuff, when I was just I was fresh into creative expression and trying new things. And then, now, coding is kind of filling that space of like learning something new and feeling like I'm discovering things. Because in a lot of ways, the stuff that I do for work, it's like, recycling the same skills or like really like more slow development. and coding has been like really like stepping into this new area, and it's been fun.
That's cool. That's really interesting. I like the idea of. Are we distracted by the cat?
He's trying to go into the tube vertically.
No!
Buster!
No.
Buster. Oh no, oh no, oh, there we go.
Be careful, he likes to stick his claws through that thing.
Yeah,
He's
so
good
just,
now.
Okay, he's good.
Yeah,
He's good now.
he's in there, that's all that matters. He'll be happy.
Okay, as long as he has an exit.
He
Yeah.
has an exit.
He's you know, I don't know why I didn't see that coming. I've literally seen him do that exact same thing before.
Yeah, I should have thought about that too.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck was it? Anyway, I think it's interesting that you're you both actually. It's funny because you both have been taking coding. Adding new skills and acquiring new skills is very, very cool to me. I think I've kind of been going through life lately with this kind of mentality of acquiring skills and getting good at learning. More so about learning, so I can like see something that I'm interested in and find out how I can wrap my brain around it, you know? I feel like I've spent a lot of my life kind of understanding the gist of things, but not really saying that I understood them and like feeling like I was competent in anything because I was having a hard time understanding like how to hold on to information in order to like accrue better skills or to just get skills. So I guess what I'm saying is I just think it's cool that you guys are doing that and actually getting those skills.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think that's also just part of the self-discovery of, like, being in our 20s now, because I was talking to Kim, a friend of ours, amazing illustrator, I'll link her down below.
Links in the description, YouTube stuff.
But she was telling me how she feels like she's, like, discovering that she actually loves to learn, but, like, the way that our awful school system is set up, she didn't think that she liked learning as a kid because like school just gave her so much anxiety and she just had a lot of issues with it. But now as an adult, like being able to like study stuff and figure things out on her own time, she's figuring out that she loves to learn, and that's so cool. It's fun to like, I don't know, I also like learning, so it's just a fun discovery to make, to be able to expand your horizons.
I think you said that better than I was trying to.
No, I got you. That was me in my very long-winded way of saying I agree with you, because why use one word when 10 will do?
But yeah, shout outs to Kim for also having that conversation with you. Because that's kind of how I've been feeling too, just like, now that we're not in school anymore, and the creative process is now up to us.
Oh, gosh.
And now, I mean, it's always been up to us, but now it's like, now there's no immediate higher up to ask for I was going to say forgiveness.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
To ask for approval, because now we're out in the real world. Mm-hmm. So now what we do creatively from now on it's up to us, and now it's about why. Why are we making those decisions? What is it about this part of my art journey or my creative journey draws me to doing this way? Those are the kind of questions that I've been trying to ask myself more often, because I heard somewhere, and I don't remember who, but they said that the better you know yourself is the better art you make. The better you know yourself, the better you understand why you like the things you like, the more you can continue to replicate and put those things out, because they're conscious aesthetic decisions. And I've been taking that to heart for the last year and a half, honestly, where I'm just thinking about why am I doing what I'm doing, and how is it helping me get to where I want to be, and learning just about learning and learning new things has been the thing that makes me super excited to get back to being creative, because I just love bringing in new information and finding ways to connect that back to art, and then just makes it more exciting again.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I will be apologizing for my many rants as I I feel like I went on a tangent, but
no,
that's good. That's exactly what these are for. When has this podcast ever been oh no, I lost the word, not consistent, but linear. When has this podcast ever been linear?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. Part of the charm.
We are consistently inconsistent. Thank you.
Yes.
Ben, I know that this isn't like. We've been saying for the longest time that you're like a, what is it? Honorary art student. Yeah, thank you. You're not. We can't remember words here. You're an honorary.
hard today.
You're an honorary art student. And I don't know if you have any like particularly creative projects going on, but I mean, what does all of this kind of mean from your perspective? Because I'm very interested in hearing the perspective of someone who didn't go to school with us and just sees creativity in a different way, but is also a very creative person.
As I'm sitting here listening to all you guys, I'm realizing that I don't have a creative outlet in my life, and maybe that's part of my depression at the moment. Because, I'm currently unemployed, and when I was employed at my last job, I had tons of creative outlets. I was doing visual merchandising and making displays look pretty and dressing mannequins and keeping up on fashion trends and all that, and that's just all gone now. And so I think that I need to not to set resolutions, because we don't do those here, but
I mean, you can.
just to have goals for the year.
Yeah.
I think I do want to figure out how to get some creative outlets back in my life, because I think I need that. I'm too creative to just not be making anything,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've definitely, like you said, honorary art student. Like, you've definitely got a creative eye and like an artist eye. So I'd love to see the kind of stuff that you get into, especially now that you kind of have the, admittedly terrifying, freedom of choice to make whatever it is.
Right.
Whether it's getting back into fashion, like putting together cool outfits, or it's, I don't know, knitting, crocheting, whatever you get into, man. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
The fun of it is just, it's finding the stuff that you like to do and finding how other people are making that as enjoyable for yourself as possible. And I feel like I just learned something new about you. I didn't know you knew that about fashion. That's cool. But yeah, it's nice.
We've been talking about like getting you into some of the like Adobe Creative Cloud,
The suites.
art software stuff to do some learning that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to share some of that with you.
I mean,
this
if
year.
either of you have an iPad, I mean, Procreate.
Yeah.
Fantastic way to just kind of get a little handheld way into just doing something creative more often.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's if you have iPad money.
Yeah, we're gonna deny that it is a quality product, but oh boy, that quality costs a lot of money.
I got mine from a family member and still paid $300. So
Yeah, I got the oldest version I could that would still support an Apple Pencil.
The Creative Cast, also known as the Broke Cast.
Oh, feed the starving artists, please. I have a Ko-fi.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
I've been trying to get in the habit of like posting to it a little more. It's mostly just like either like random sketches or like just like a pre thing, like, oh, here's the post, and then a week later I'll like share it on Instagram. I kind of want to share like more sketches and like process stuff though. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've been thinking the same thing lately.
I'd love to stream. Like, I'd love to do like a little stream where I just like do some art and talk to people. That'd be fun.
I think that's a good idea. I've been thinking about that for a while, because like you're more likely to do it than I am, because social interaction is difficult for me. But you just streaming to our friends, and like everybody just kind of jumping in and like getting on a Discord call and maybe also doodling or just like talking. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, Phil did that a lot, and I really loved when he would do that, and I would join him, and we would just like talk and draw, and it was a really good time. It kind of had a similar vibe to like what we're doing now, but instead we were like, periodically drawing and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like there was this idea of like a powwow, and I don't know why that's the word I use. I guess I'm 700 years old, but like we were thinking like an art powwow would be cool, like not necessarily once a month, but once every discernible amount of time, we'd like have people come here, and then we'll just talk about art projects and essentially, like Carolyn said, what we're doing now, but just in person. But now I'm thinking, traveling here can be a pain for people depending on the time. Like all of our schedules don't really align, because like we've got you guys, and then there's also Carly and Aubrey and Joey, and I'm forgetting everybody's name. Kim and Phil.
All of our friends, yes.
Like we have friends.
We have friends.
We promise.
We could do it over the interwebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could also be fun.
Yeah, we could definitely do, put the Discord to use.
Yeah. Phil,
Among Us went so well.
Among Us we played Among Us for the first time the other day together, and that was so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, boy.
I want to play again, like, as soon as possible.
Yeah, no.
I had a lot of fun.
Oh, and because I got to see like Kim and Phil and all them. I popped in the Lancaster for a little bit. Sorry. It was for a sleepover with Kim and Carla, but I was talking to Phil, and he said he wants to like put together a Minecraft server so that we can all like play Minecraft together.
Yeah, we love Minecraft over here. So.
Yeah, so I think that would also be a really fun way to like hang out with everybody and do some cool stuff.
I've wanted to play Minecraft with you guys for a while now. Since,
yeah,
like, we
it's
had
been
that
so
one server.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
so long since we played together, and that was like a lot of fun. Especially because like, Phil admitted that he's like hasn't played it like hardcore in a long time, and he was a little intimidated joining certain servers because everyone in there has been playing like since day one, and I'm just sitting here like, boy, I understand.
He doesn't know the Minecraft tech.
Right? Like all the new Minecraft stuff, it's just like, wow, I feel so old, but I'm excited to get back into it. It's just a little intimidating because there's all this crazy new stuff, and I'm like, oh, I haven't, like...
That's what recipe books are for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have ways now of mitigating that. Like, all the new recipes and everything. I think they have ways of just, like, showing you what's in the game and, like, giving you an idea of how to make it. But not, like, forcing it in front of you so that you feel like you have to make every little thing in the recipe book.
Yeah.
I think the game's working on helping us out for that.
That's good, and like I said, I think it'll just be fun to, like, play Minecraft with other people who are just as enthusiastic, but know just as little.
We're the most out of the loop gamers there have ever been.
Oh, for sure. We love games, but oh goddamn.
Who's got time to play video games when you're drawing all the time?
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, me and Ben have we've maybe played like it was like a very regular thing for a while, like, and I think maybe half a year ago it slowed down, and we haven't really touched it a lot since. Partially because our world on the Switch version of the game has gotten so big that it's really laggy now,
And broken.
and broken.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So yeah, it's just kind of it's the sad, slow death of our Minecraft world. Because
I'm so sorry.
yeah, the more we explore, the slower the world gets.
Oh, but exploring is so much fun. Oh no.
It's kind of depressing, but yeah, I'd be more than happy to go back into it. The newest like couple updates are crazy. The Caves and Cliff generation, like
The one
Yeah,
that
I
broke
was,
our world.
yeah, the
heard
one that
about
broke
that
our
one.
world.
Yeah, I follow Minecraft on Instagram, and like they'll post about their updates, and I'm just like, dang, that looks so cool. I gotta get back into this.
Yeah, and there's axolotls now.
Yes!
axolotls?
There's
Yeah.
axolotls!
Yes.
I can't wait to like find frogs and then just like take pictures of
Take
them.
pictures of frogs in Minecraft.
Yes! Are you kidding me? I literally have an Instagram group chat with Kim and Carla called the Frog Catalog, and it's literally just me sending them pictures of frogs or froggy things. Like, there's a frog slide. That's something else. There's little frogs on this leaf. I'm not, like, it's a whole thing, dudes. And then I could, like, take the pictures in the game and send them to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't interacted much with the frogs, I'm realizing. I kind of forgot they were in the game. They're kind of rare.
I like the bees. I think the bees are adorable.
Yeah, the bees are good.
Like, if you know me, if you know Marshaun lore, you know I don't hate bees because, you know, we need them.
Yeah.
I respect their existence. The bees freak me out.
Yeah.
Like, the sound of buzzing near my ear just sends me in, like, a cold shiver. I hate it. But I do like bees. And in Minecraft, I think they're the cutest things in the world. Like, I immediately saw them and I wanted to paint them. Like these little cube balls with, like, I think blue eyes. I think they're adorable. I love them.
Yeah.
They're very cute.
There's
We have a bee lamp in our apartment from Minecraft named
Cute.
Bigsby.
Yeah, it's Bixby.
Oh,
And
that's
he
cute.
lights up. We got him from round 1 as a award.
I love that. That's so cute.
I'm so glad that round 1 is still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
there.
it's Lancaster. What else is there to do?
Decades.
Well, yeah, but now they have a competitor, so like they can kind of like.
Now they can fight each other, get better.
Yeah. They can fight each other in epic anime battles.
Bollywood battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We were talking
What-
about video games.
yes.
Have you guys played anything else lately?
Or
Or gotten to play anything together?
what have we been playing recently?
We've finished It Takes Two, and
That was a lot of fun.
that was great.
That was like 10 out of 10. It was a great game, cool mechanics. They knew when to mix things up. Some of the puzzles were like surprisingly challenging, and it's also got a pretty solid narrative about like divorce and what it means to like be in a relationship with someone and like
Compromise, things like that.
yeah, like I feel like it was like had like really genuine like
Very good relationship
very
advice.
genuinely good relationship advice.
Mm.
Like
Wow.
it was really like I was just like, wow, this is actually like a really good like conversation they have going on. I appreciate it.
Are you familiar with the game at all?
I know the name. I feel like I'm mixing it up with a different name or a different game in my head.
Mm.
Is it like realistic graphics? Or-
No.
Kind
You can say that It Takes Two is when it takes place. When the story opens up, it's like a story of like family. So you've got the mom, the dad, and the daughter, and they're kind of like in a more realistic style. But then as the story progresses, the parents kind of get transferred in these little toy bodies. So like the mom is like this little like kind of Woody-esque, not puppet, but like a little straw doll, and then the dad kind of turns into this like this kind of clay figure, and he's kind of got a dumpy round body. So
He's
that's
got a dumpy.
He's got a dumpy.
no, no. We've only been in 2023 for so long.
Here we go again.
He's yes. Anyway, it's a great game. Anyway, it's a great game. I think you guys should play it because it's the kind of a dual. It's a co-op game, so you play it together. That's hence It Takes Two. Like you're doing puzzles together. You're doing different things in different parts of the world, and there's so many like mini games sprinkled throughout it. Like we played chess in this game. Like there's just a chessboard that you can find and play, and then there's like returning baby penguins to like. Is it penguins or
Turtles.
Turtles, baby turtles. To like the mama turtle, and like there's a bunch of just like tiny little things around the world that if you're looking
we
around.
did a snowball fight.
Yeah, there was a snowball fight too. I mean, like you get achievements for these tiny little games you can play together.
Yeah.
And they're completely optional, but there's so many, and that's like that little bit of love in the game is so refreshing.
Every
That's
area
nice.
you visit is meant to be like explored and like played in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very much like you're just. It's literally it's a game. Like it's a game to the fullest extent.
And her brother and his girlfriend were also playing it, and it's just like it's cool to see another like couple playing it and just be like, oh shit. They got the puzzle faster than us. We're kind of dumb.
Yeah. Or like, ha, they're taking longer.
But it's a really cool game. Very, very much recommend.
Okay, I will definitely try that out.
Is that your creative spotlight for today, huh?
It's not my creative spotlight, but it's a good game. We should let's talk about it. You both would, I think, very much enjoy it. It's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah. A similar game, though maybe not similar in theme or whatever, but similar in the sense that it's co-op, and we've been playing a lot of it, is a game called Spiritfarer.
Ooh.
Have you seen that?
I have not. That sounds really fun, though.
Yeah, it's on the Switch. Well, it might be on other things, but we play it on the Switch.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
it is a 2D side-scroller. The story is that you and your cat, one of you plays as the main character. What's the character's name?
God, what is her name?
Oh God, we threw out his name.
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay. Well, you play as this individual and their cat, and they are they become the Spiritfarer, which is essentially it's their job to take these like restless souls and bring them to the gate.
So
to,
it's Charon.
Yeah.
The ferryman on the river
Yeah,
Styx.
exactly. You're a ferryman for souls, and all the souls are like these like little animal people, and they all have like their own little personalities. And
Dude, this game looks so pretty.
yeah,
Stella.
it is Stella.
Her name's Stella,
Stella.
and her cat's name's Daffodil.
Stella.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Stella and Daffodil?
Stella and Daffodil.
That's
and
adorable.
one player's Stella, one player's Daffodil. And basically the whole game, you're journeying from island to island on your ship.
Cool.
And you have the souls join you on your ship, and they live there, and you have to complete tasks for the souls. And we've been playing a lot of it, and we're like only 40% done.
Whoa.
It's a long game, and
Ooh.
I was not expecting that out of it. It has been a lot of fun. It's really cute.
Such an adorable looking game. Like that's a good looking
Yeah,
game.
highly recommend.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Spiritfarer. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I think that this should be a regular thing too. We'll just recommend each other games on the.
Yeah. Not my creative spotlight, but that reminded me of.
Mini spotlight.
Yeah, this takes two.
We got a creative spotlight and a mini highlight.
Yes.
Everything has a segment.
Segments on segments on segments.
And now here's Mercy with the weather. Okay. Crap. No, I lost it. I lost what I was thinking about.
Okay.
Dang it. It was about video games and moving forward with that conversation.
Does it have to do with like a video game you've been into recently? The visuals of video games, storytelling in video games?
What have we been playing with?
You've been really into like the Star Wars games, but before that we played Ragnarok together.
Yeah. Nothing I don't necessarily need to like talk about them like super long right now, but like God of War Ragnarok was great. I don't know if you've played the first one or are interested in playing the God of War games, but they're amazing.
It was so good.
The Ragnarok was a very, very well done story. Great subtle storytelling, fantastic character acting, very, very good gameplay if you're interested in like video game combat, because I am. I love film. I like combat in all media and the different ways that they're taken care of or handled. Where in like comics, the flow of action can be handled in so many different ways, and in movies, fight choreography is really, really interesting to me. In the same vein, just video game combat is super cool to me. And I recently found a YouTube channel. I think the guy's name is GBG. I can clarify that later. But on YouTube, he just does like these crazy like combat compilations of him like doing insane like cancels and like amazing like high combo combat shit. And I love it. I just love that shit. And God of War just has a really good combat system is what I was getting at.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen some gameplay of it. I haven't played it myself, but yeah, it looks phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and if I did have to have a creative spotlight, not that I had one prepared, but like Little Nightmares. I know I'm late. Little Nightmares 1, Little Nightmares 2, such a good story. Like great gameplay, but like I'm not interested in them so much for the gameplay. The story is just so well done. The world is so visually interesting, and like everything about it just makes you want to learn more about it. The world of Little Nightmares, fantastic, high recommendation.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that and have yet to check it out.
Yeah. I've been learning a lot about it via him. I can attest. It seems like it's really interesting.
I must have jumped into the fandom at the worst possible time, because like they're still waiting for a third game to be announced, or we're still waiting. It's been like over a year since the second game came out, like almost 2 years, I guess. And like I think the game was handed over to another developer, so there just have not been any updates lately for a third game, and we really would like one. It would be nice to have one. But yeah, that's what's going on with my creative spotlight idea.
Very cool, very cool. Chris, do you have a creative spotlight?
I do. I wanted to spotlight. It is a YouTuber,
Okay.
and indie game developer.
Yay!
They call themselves, well, I guess their company or themselves as the developer is called Thin Matrix.
Ooh.
His name is Carl. But his channel is Thin Matrix, and as Ben knows, I've been watching like a lot of his content, catching up on like years of backlog content, because for one, he's British, so, and his voice is very nice background noise.
Ooh.
Nice.
Love that.
But two, his videos are just like so well done, especially for someone that is like a coder mostly. Like he develops these like small indie games, and one of the series that I spent the most time watching, and it makes up the majority of his channel up to this point, is the development of a game called Equilinox.
Ooh.
And it's this low poly nature simulator. So it, like, you know, there's a bunch of animals and plants that you can use to build your world out, and there's biomes, and basically his videos are devlogs on him implementing different features into the game.
Ooh, wow.
And he explains, like, you know, the thought process as to what he implements and when, and like what challenges he faces, and it's just very relatable and inspiring as someone that's getting into code and game mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
It's been really cool to watch, and like I said, really good like background content for when I'm working.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Do those types of videos affect your watching other people's process, even if it's in something that you might not be doing right now? Does that affect the way that your process works in your personal work at all? Or has it affected anything recently in the way you make things?
Maybe not like directly, but I would just say it's like generally inspiring to like want to make my own projects. Like to see that it can be done. Just like, you know, this game that started from like basically nothing, and then over the, you know, slow progression of time, it became this project that's now on Steam and people buy, and is, you know, something that he makes money off of. It's, you know, that part is cool. And
that is really cool.
yeah, you know, I have a few Unity projects that I have that of various little game projects that I make Ben play sometimes. That, you know, it makes me feel like that I could eventually self-publish a full game at some point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I also, in this past year, I actually had an idea for a game, and I've got like some mechanics ideas and like some like sprites drawn up and everything, but like figuring out how to actually like code the game is kind of terrifying. Like that's a beast unto itself, so like massive props for you for like taking the time to figure that out.
Yeah. I have, I guess another, well, I don't know, maybe I should save it for another episode, but no, I'll do a mini spotlight here.
Ooh, a teaser!
Where I learned most of my coding skills from is a channel called Brackies.
Ooh.
He did. He no longer makes videos.
Oh.
But he has tons of videos on Unity tutorials, and specifically like series where it's like teaching you very like deliberately like how to implement certain things. And yeah, there's a tutorial on like general C# coding, which is what I started with, and then there's C# coding in the context of Unity, and then there's like how to make a tower defense game, which was another one that I did. And it's crazy that like all the content is like online for free. Like I feel like I learned so much through that channel. And
University of YouTube is real.
Yeah.
That could be a whole breakdown in and of itself, honestly. The University of YouTube has been, like, for us, we've been throwing around that concept, or that term for a while. We've learned so much in the last year with the time we've had just to, like, dive into our own personal interests and see what other people are doing, what kind of knowledge is being, like, accrued on the internet. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that, like, if anyone is interested in game development and specifically Unity stuff, Brackeys is a great channel. That's where I learned most of my stuff, and where I will continue to go back if I need to learn some more stuff.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's really good. I'm glad you brought that up, because I think we can definitely use these conversations as a way to kind of, like, get more of our resources out. Because I watch a lot of YouTube channels as well, a lot of artists. Something that's been amazing I've found in the last year is that there's so many more people making tutorials, so many more people making creative projects online that weren't there before. I feel like I spent most of our sophomore year of college trying to learn how to paint digitally, and I only really found like 2 or 3 channels that actually had the information I was looking for personally. But now I go on YouTube, like everybody's got like, oh, this is how I paint skin, or this is how I do line art, or this is how I draw this, or this is how I'm practicing this. Everybody's making their own tutorials. Everyone's doing their own thing and like talking about their own artistic process or their artistic journey and how they got into painting or how they got into character design or how they got into all this stuff. And I think that's amazing. I'm learning so many things from so many different people because YouTube is just so vast with knowledge. That's really, really cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So many resources.
Callie, did you have a creative spotlight?
Ooh, I think you know what it's gonna be. So we're recording this on Sunday. On Friday, I went home to visit some family and we watched this movie called RRR. Evidently it came out last year, but I did not hear anything about it, which is a crime, because this is such a cool movie. It's a Bollywood movie. It's on Netflix. It's insane. It's like it's over the top. It's dramatic. The action choreography is on point. There were moments in this movie where I was like freaking out, like in my chair, like I'm sitting there with my family watching this movie and I'm like, oh my god, they went there! Yo, this movie just went from good to great, and then it went from great to amazing, and I didn't even know it could do that! Like, I don't want to give anything away about the movie, because, like, it takes some dips, some tricks, some turns, and I'm not gonna lie, like, some parts of the plot can seem a little predictable at times, but it's the way that they pull it off that makes it so good. It's the way that they shoot the scenes. It's the way that the characters deliver such emotional lines. It's the way that the camera is framing and moving and the action. This movie goes hard on everything it does for all the best reasons. Like, it's so good. And I will admit, like, because we were watching what is the channel, the VFX guys?
Corridor Crew.
Yeah, the Corridor Crew. We were watching their video, like, talking about some of the CG in the movie, and, like, the practical effects and such, and I learned some things, which was very cool, but, they, what's that called? Some of the shots, specifically with, like, the animals, can look a little, like, I think I'm just spoiled after watching, like, so many Marvel movies, that, like, anything that's, like, below that, it's just like, oh, but, like, this movie goes so hard, and, like, it's just rule of cool, the movie. Like, everything is so over the top and amazing. I don't even care. I don't care that the tiger looks a little wonky. That is, like, it's a killer scene. So, kind of literally at some points, and I'm just here for it. Like, the character, the arcs, the drama, the backstory that feeds into these characters. Like, it talks about, like, it asks some really complicated questions that, like, I just feel like I haven't seen in some modern movies. Like, not all modern movies. I'm sure there's some I've missed, but, like, it was just kind of refreshing to see such, like, a compelling but also, like, kind of complicated story with characters asking some kind of tough questions, and just it was just so good, so good. It was good. It was great. It was funny. It had awesome action. 10 out of 10. Totally recommend. Like, just go see the movie. Watch it on Netflix.
Go watch it right now.
Go watch it right now. It's so good.
If you have 3 hours.
If you, yeah.
It's long as balls.
Yeah, no, it's a really like. Yeah, that's the movie is 3 hours long. It is super duper long. You're gonna get to the middle of the movie and be like, hang on a second, we're only like halfway through. Isn't this the end? And then it doesn't end. Oh boy, does it not end. But yeah, it is a 3 hours, so you will need to carve out a good chunk of time in order to watch this movie, but I swear to you, it will be so worth it. Like, I already carved out 3 hours. I'm gonna carve out another 3 hours. I'm gonna make these guys carve out 3 hours. If we weren't doing the podcast right now, that is what we would be doing. I would not take no for an answer. We're watching the movie, dang it. It's so good.
Just hostage movie watching.
That's where
anyway,
the 40 comes in.
I was gonna say I'm actually really excited for the challenge because I, like 3 days ago, just watched a movie that was 2.5 hours long, and I was like, that wasn't so bad. It was probably in the hour and 20-minute mark. I was just like, it's getting a little long, but I was still enjoying myself. I'm curious about a 3-hour movie, like how I'd sit through it and not get tired.
I will say, like, the middle of the movie where you think it's gonna end but doesn't, it does have, like, a bit of a clean break, so it's a good intermission time.
Oh,
I think, like, in the movie theater, they actually did that, like, as, like, an intermission, like, gave you 5 minutes to, like, get up, stretch, walk around a little. So, like, the movie does a lot, like, it does have a good, like, pause point, where you can pause, get a snack, go to the bathroom, you get some, like, fluff your pillow, whatever you gotta do. So, there is, like, that like nice moment for you to like take a break.
I do like to bring a pillow with me to every movie theater viewing.
Exactly. So yeah, so like it's a great movie. It's long, but it's good. It's very good. So watch it. Just carve out some time, watch it, get hype
With a group of friends.
Yeah, that was something that they recommended on Corridor Crew, that you watch it with a group of friends, and I feel like that's a good vibe because this movie gets so hype. It'll be fun to have people to get hype with. Like I'm always
hype is better with multiple people.
Yeah. Like I wasn't the only one who was like kind of going like. Obviously, I had the most energy in the room when I watched it with my family, but like they were also just like, oh snap, they went there. Oh my goodness, like it was a lot of fun. It was so good, so fun. Like just have fun for 3 hours. Go. It's good.
Get out of here. Click off the video. What are you doing?
Pause the video. Watch the movie in 3 hours. Come back. Forget what we were talking about. Rewatch the podcast so we get more views.
Get those clicks.
Get those clicks, please. But yeah, so that is my spotlight. Do I have a low light or
a low light?
A low light.
We got our spotlights and our low lights down here.
Did you have anything you hated recently?
Oh my god, I absolutely hated.
Now, before we jump off the R, is it RNR or RRR?
RRR.
RRR. It's 3 R's. That's how the movie's titled. In the movie, it reveals that the R's stand for Rise, Roar, and Revolt.
You know how Triple X is called Triple X even though there's only 3 X's in the title?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But...
Yeah, it's triple R. Like Triple X, but Triple R.
Gotcha.
But the Triple X, if I'm not mistaken, that was like a name. Like, that wasn't an acronym for anything. RRR at least works a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to flip the question that Marshaun had for me onto you. Is there anything from the movie that you would be inclined to bring into your own work or a creative process?
Did it help or inspire anything in your own work? You're talking
about
her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Marshaun, and I was very confused. Sorry, I was trying to remember a good, what did I say? Mini light?
Mini light.
I'm sorry.
Mini spotlight.
What? Mini spotlight?
Yeah, the mini. I don't know.
Marshaun.
Sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Dying over here.
That's funny.
My question,
Yeah.
Cali,
Okay.
was,
Low light.
is there anything that you would take from the movie to implement into your own work, or like anything you took from it creatively?
It's got like some really awesome visual moments, like framing wise. Like some of the shots, the way that they're framed are just like I started like actually cheering. I was like, yes, yes, go! Ah!
Like cheering for the camera. Not
Yeah,
even the
exactly.
movie.
Yes, that's Queen Slay. It's good. But yeah, it's what's it called? I think so, definitely. Like the way that the choreography was handled was really cool, and like I just need to like draw fight scenes more, so I feel like I'm gonna
Same.
yeah, right. So I feel like I'm gonna take a lot of like inspiration from like the way that they shot certain scenes, because like while it can be over the top at times, it's never not cool, and that is the part that I love. It's like every shot, everything that they do, no matter how ridiculous, is just always so cool. And so I think, so like the way that they frame their shots, the way that they handle the choreography, and like the storytelling was also, I don't know, like it was, like I said, even though it was a little predictable at times, it was never not compelling. The emotions of these characters, the bonds that they made, the betrayals that were had, the emotions that they felt were never not real to me, and it never made me, like, it if anything, it made me root for them more. So I think I'd like to, like, I don't know, probably, like, analyze the way that they handled some of, like, their storytelling a little more to sort of see, like, I don't know, just like the way that they handled certain things, because it was like so cool. It was very cool. I like the movie a lot.
Nice.
I definitely feel inspired after watching it.
In other words, what you really took from it was just like good dynamic writing.
Very good dynamic writing.
Good, like, good characters, good interactions, good scenes.
I think that's what it is, because although, like, if you can tell where the plot's going, it's about what you do around that. So, like, the way that the characters interact with each other, like, I don't want to give it away, but there's a moment where, like, one of the characters, without saying a word, just, like, basically, like, backs up his buddy in the swankiest way possible, and I was, like, dying. I was like, oh my god, did he really just like, like, he moved, like, the way that he moved, the way that he acted, like, again, he didn't even say anything, but the way that he reacted to his buddy getting, like, low-key bullied, I was like, oh my god, this is, look at him go, look at him supporting his friend, this is so cool. Like, I loved little moments like that, so I think I'm definitely gonna look and see, like, how they did that, and just, like, kind of have fun with it, and also I feel like just taking that core lesson of, like, having fun into my writing, because sometimes I feel like I take myself too seriously, or, like, not seriously enough, so I think they kind of hit the sweet spot very well, and I want to take from that.
That's cool. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I saw, the camera work in the movie was insane. So
Yeah.
I want to watch it for that alone, but
Yeah.
yeah, obviously for all the rest.
Yes, it's got many reasons to check it out. Yes. So that is something that I like, and this is, like, it's still fresh in my mind, so I'm still very hype about it. Yeah.
But I don't, probably don't have anything, prepared, but I just thought we'd ask. I mean, hey, do you got anything creative that you'd like to talk about? Is there any cool music videos you've seen, a good movie, any good book?
I would have saved it for the podcast, sadly. Before the podcast, we talked about Alice in Borderland, which is probably the show that's like the top of my obsession list right now.
Love that for you.
I don't know what to say about it that we didn't, but I will say the cinematography, the videography, the color story for that just like I had said a while ago about Squid Game,
Mm.
is strong, and where I think Squid Game sticks to like a color palette the whole time.
Mm.
Not so much for Alice in Borderland. I think they go outside of like one color story, one color palette, and kind of play with a lot of different things throughout the episodes, throughout the seasons.
Mm.
But it's always super, super vibrant and neon and loud and bold and crazy and bright when it needs to be, and then like super pretty when it needs to be, and it really knows how to like make you feel what's happening with color.
Mm.
And that's like huge for me because I'm so visual. So one of my spotlights, one of my creative obsessions would definitely be Alice in Borderland right now. Also, something that we didn't really talk about, and I don't know if you guys ever touch on it because it's kind of random, but for me, a huge part of my, I guess you could call it creative
Outlet?
guilty pleasures, outlets is
Yeah.
tabletop games, board games. Love board games.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite Instagram accounts is this guy, Jamie Stegmeyer, who is the owner of our favorite tabletop board game company, Stonemeyer. Not sure where the name comes from. Maybe it's a business partner that he ship named his last name.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually thought his name was Stonemeyer.
I did too, and then I just looked it up, and it's Stegmeyer.
Oh.
So his name's Jamie Stegmeyer, and his board game company is Stonemeyer Games, and they're just like, it's another level of quality. The boards themselves, the like rule books themselves, they're just so nice to hold.
Oh.
It's such a good quality, and they've thought of everything. Their boxes are always the best box designs. And the reason I bring that up specifically is because we've been obsessed with playing a game that he actually spotlighted on his Instagram stories before Christmas back in December.
Mm.
And I was so impressed by his spotlight of this random indie company who only has one game. That is their game library. I was so impressed by it that I got it for him for Christmas, and we've been nonstop playing that.
Mm.
That game's called First Ascent, and it's a board game about rock climbing.
Ooh.
And Chris has expressed interest in rock climbing, and specifically got himself enrolled at a gym that has indoor rock climbing walls.
Yeah.
So I was like, board games, rock climbing, Stonemeyer adjacent, doing it.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
And so First Ascent's been a really fun game that we've been playing recently.
Yeah, that one, I was surprised by the gameplay of it, because obviously it's not like one of the well-regarded game publishers that we enjoy games from. Usually it's like, this random person that is another example of like an individual, or maybe I think it was two people, but a small team making something like a finished product. That's just really cool to me. Like I've had it in the back of my mind, like I could probably develop like some cool tabletop game, and I've had a few ideas for it.
Ooh.
But yeah, seeing a small team actually make one and have it be as cool as it is, that was really nice.
That's pretty cool. I like one of my favorite things about like this time that we live in is that anybody can make a game, and like get it in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and that's great. Like whether it's tabletop or it's like indie video games or something, like so many people are able to just create something and put it out for people to consume.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that about
I have written down that game in Stonemeyer, and I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be looking up both of those. First
Yeah.
Ascent, you said it was called.
Yes,
Yeah.
First Ascent.
Heck yeah.
And
Definitely gonna check that
I
out.
don't remember technically what that game company is, if there even is one. I think it's literally just from that duo.
Yeah.
But then Stonemeyer separately, great games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the game company is the girl's name that developed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll have to talk a lot more about
tabletop games. That's something
Wow.
over like the past, well, I mean, our entire relationship, but I feel like especially over the past year, we've gotten so many games, and we probably spend more time on tabletop games than video games at this point. Well, outside of Pokemon, but just like that's a regular go-to activity for us too. So yeah, I'd love to talk more about that on the pod.
We have lots of passion for tabletop and card games and could talk for ages about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can totally do like a game-centric episode. Just
I'll
talking about
keep
games.
that in mind. Yeah, there's definitely something we can do. I mean, if you guys are going through like so many tabletop games, and I mean, you grew up with a lot of them. I personally did not grow up with a lot of tabletop games, but I can be swayed to get into them if they have interesting concepts or if they look amazing. So that could be cool. We can start a conversation.
I also have a gaming channel and like a camera. We could like.
We could
set
play some table.
Yeah.
You want to play Hughes and we should play
Ooh.
Hughes and Clues.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
We
Oh
should
my God,
totally-
yes.
Stream Hughes and Clues.
Yes,
Yeah.
we should totally do that.
As long as we use real clues and not.
We'll play the game completely to the rules.
By the book.
We'll have the camera pointed at the board. We'll have like some wine on the table.
Ooh,
fancy.
See, we'll get a charcuterie.
Charcuterie? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
We're already on the
Yes.
same page, Ben.
What are we doing?
Oh, we're living our best lives. That's what we're doing.
A little bit of wine, a little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
We got some prosciutto.
Yeah.
The Brazoot.
We'll save teasing gameplay for maybe another time, but I will say Stonemeyer makes a game that I think is right up Marshaun's alley, and that is Red Rising.
Red Rising.
Oh.
Colorful text, lore, concepts.
I like
Yeah.
all those words you're throwing at me. Those are buzzwords. I like them.
Yeah. Red Rising. I feel like we might have.
It sounds familiar.
We might have talked about it before. It's a novel series. I guess it's like a young adult novel, but like it's very like Hunger Games adjacent, and like it's a dystopian world, and you know, it's has this whole like society that's like separate from our own,
Right.
and that's what the game is based off of. And I've only read the first book, but I want to read the whole series, especially now that we have the game. Yeah, the game's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I think I have heard of this before. It looks familiar. Wow. That box art is very like
It's
80s.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yo, that looks so. That's
I'm being attacked by a squirrel. Ah.
It looks very cool. I was gonna say sweet and cool, but I couldn't decide.
It looks real swole, guys.
It looks so swole.
This box art is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
When you come to visit our place, you'll see our staircase of board games on display.
We should get more board games and put them on the new shelf we're getting.
Yeah, you're sitting in front of the corner where the board games are supposed to be. There's going to be a shelf there at some point.
We also have more books, so we can put the books, the games, all the extra stuff that needs a place.
The beans,
great.
greens, potatoes, tomatoes, yeah, all that stuff. All that stuff. It's going on the shelf.
Thank you.
Right. I have to glitch out for a second. I gotta pee.
God dang it, Marshaun. I'm sorry.
These the ice water's just, you know, hydration.
Hidden.
Yeah. You gotta stay hydrated when you're talking for so long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What time stamp are we at?
We are at 103.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feels like no time has passed at all.
I know, right? The
That's
beauty
wild.
of fun conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the episodes before we've never like had like a time limit.
Not really. We just kind of like talk for however long we feel comfortable. Like the conversation tends to like wind down on its own from like
Which is a-okay.
yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm excited to pick up the podcast again. I feel like there's been a void of creative conversation.
Me too. Me too. It's like, and I was talking to Marshaun about this too. Like we talk about it all the time. How like one of the things that we really miss is like just getting together with friends. That's why we were talking about doing the powwow. like having friends coming together so we can talk creative and just be creative together because we just miss that environment.
Yeah. I'm excited to do some creative jams.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Marshaun re-enters.
Using cubes.
Using cubes.
I forgot that we had a version of it as well.
So, closing thoughts on getting back into it.
Getting back into what?
The
The
podcast.
You weren't gone for that long.
What are we into? What are we doing? There's a microphone!
or getting plans for creative things, or where you're at creatively.
Yeah, what are your plans for the year? We've talked about, like, stuff that we've done. We've done our spotlight moment. Like, what kind of stuff do you want to do this year?
Why do you sound like you're speaking a different language? What do you want to do?
Because, like, I realized, like, oh gosh, this is sounding like every high school counselor ever. What do you want to do with your life? And it's like, no, it's just, it's a lot more low-key. Like, got any plans for this year? Anything you're looking forward to? Any goals you look to accomplish?
I have one goal. One major goal artistically. I have many goals artistically this year. I have one major one, and I meant to bring it up when you were talking about resolutions, Ben. It's not quite a resolution, but I don't wait until the end of the year to like make goals for the year. I usually wait till my birthday. So it's a more personal goal. So when I turned 25, I said that I wanted to get 25 pieces finished in my 25th year on this earth. It's not something that I plan on doing like every year or anything, but I want to post more, not because I need to be on social media, but because I make a lot of artwork and I want people to see it more often, but I've always been so shy about posting it. So now like my thing is I just on my 25th year, I want to make 25 things that I think are at least good enough to post. Not necessarily completely finished pieces, because that would take a long ass time, but like things that I'm proud of and that I want people to see. And because I want people to see it, it's on my social media and it's on other places where people can give me feedback and just say what they want about it. It's a confidence thing, and also just like I know I need to draw more kind of thing. So it's an exercise as well. But that's my main artistic goal for the year. Before my 26th birthday, I want to have 25 new posts on my social.
Nice. Cool. Love a quantitative goal.
Yeah. That's nice. That's very cool.
I've sorry to cut you off. I've spent a lot of my life not really having like specific goals. I think, like saying like this is the thing that I want to do and then doing it and having like specific things about it. Mm-hmm. I usually will make a goal that's like, oh, I'll do this in like 17 years, so I don't have to think that hard about it. Mm-hmm. But now I'm trying to make goals that are just like, this is the specific thing I want to do, and then set out to do that and just feel accomplished in doing that. I didn't do enough of that in school, I feel like. So now I'm trying to do more of that in my life outside of school.
Yeah.
A goal for myself is to make a few demo game projects.
Yay!
Something that other people can play and test, and something that I can say definitively is from me. And I'm just excited to get into the realm of like solo development, and maybe making some content surrounding that, whether it be development log or tutorial type stuff. Not sure, but yeah, I don't know. That's been on the mind, and what I think will happen this year.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I want to see where that ends up, Chris.
Hey, I'd love to like play any of your games that you make.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're just like demo projects, testing mechanics.
Right.
Nothing like, start menu, save game stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything with me, but next time.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe for the art powwow whenever that happens.
Yeah.
I'll keep being your little game tester guinea pig. First line of defense.
Yes.
I'll tell you what's wrong so that other people don't have to.
Yeah.
Save you embarrassment.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our process here too. Like Carolyn, you're working on writing stuff for like a game and various other things.
Yeah.
And like I'll be the first editor, and then it'll be like, okay, yeah, no, you can show this to people. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's not horrendous. And other people can read it. It's good.
Mhm. Yeah. One of my goals for the year is I'm working on I want to make a blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I can't talk. I want to make a webcomic, and so I'm starting with some of the visual stuff, and Marshaun is helping me. But I'm predominantly trying to get the writing figured out. So like I have 4 seasons, 4 books, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to get the writing for the first season figured out, and then from there I'm gonna I want to get the first season figured out, and then from there I'm gonna start drawing it and posting it and stuff like that. But like, I just knowing what I'm going to be drawing will just help me sort of cater what I need to draw a lot better, and what I need, like the assets I gotta make and everything. So, that's what I've been working on. I kind of have like the bones, like I have the major story beats that I want for season 1. Like I've got the major story beats figured out. I know like all the little story arcs that are gonna happen. Now it's just kind of like filling in the blanks with like the dialogue, the character interactions. Like I need to figure out the little stuff now. And I gotta say, it has been a lot of fun to do like research and stuff. So the story is basically magical girls in college facing off against magical creatures and urban legends and all that kind of fun nonsense. And it's been a lot of fun doing research into like mythical creatures and like their histories and stuff, because that's just something I enjoy in general. So it's been a lot of fun to like learn more about that stuff and now apply it to something that I'm making. It's been a very fun time.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So that's something that that's like a big goal of mine this year, is to like figure out that writing wise. I know I still have to share things with Marshaun about it. It's still in like broken chunks. I'm a little scared.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, we just set some time apart, or set some time aside to just like really sit down and break some things down and make them work.
Yeah.
This is just about putting in the time, really.
Yeah, no. And I'm excited to work on it, because I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I have an idea for like this really big, crazy, high fantasy adventure, and I realized maybe for my first story we should like go with something smaller, something that I know has a beginning, a middle, and end. The high fantasy, still figuring that part out.
That's how a lot of isekai just kind of crash and burn.
Yeah.
They don't have much of an idea of an end game. It's just like, oh, we're here in this world. Now what?
Exactly. And I'm just like, I know, like I have a very good idea of what I want the beginning of the story to look like, but like the middle and the end are still way too muddled. And because it's like high fantasy, it's meant to be a really long story. I was like, maybe I start with the small one. Maybe I start with the short one that I know, like, will have a finite, like, part to it. Something that I can see the end in sight, instead of the other one that'll just probably go until I die.
Yeah. That's something I realized with my own projects, is like to aim for something that's more achievable and is like simpler, mechanics and stuff. I've had this idea, and I have a project on my computer and a bunch of work put into it for a game that involves the constellations,
Ooh.
specifically like all of the constellations having different powers, and I'm not sure if you play as the constellations or if you're like harnessing the power of the constellations. But I realized that designing a game, it's literally the scale of the universe. Was maybe a little large. So, narrowing it down to smaller projects first is really helpful.
Yeah, no.
I got a perfect name for this game. Galaxy Brain.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Galaxy Brain coming to you, theater near you, 2028.
Steam.
2028. The
The
confidence
Yeah.
Marshaun just offered you.
but also the large window of time.
Yeah.
You'll have
It
all the
wasn't
time in the world.
2023.
2028, you'll get the game done like next year, but people will be hyped for it until 2028.
Great.
There you go.
It's all about building the hype, dude. Yeah. But yeah, and I've even like been taking small steps. Like I did a little short story for Inktober, back in October, to kind of give myself like a little something to test my storytelling skills, something to give me, prompt to draw, but like more than anything to give myself a short project to work on, something that is like very small, can very easily get done, and something that will just help me feel a little accomplished, because I've realized that I have a bad habit of I'm a very ambitious person. I've got a lot of goals, and I've got a lot of big story ideas, big game ideas, big. I want to make big. But when it comes to actually pulling that off is really difficult for me, specifically in a patient sense. Like, I'm very ambitious, but I'm horribly impatient when it comes to actually, doing those things. Because I understand that it takes time, but I have ADHD, and people with ADHD have no sense of time. So being told that, it's gonna take, probably, 4 or 5 years to write and draw this whole story, I'm like, ugh, no, dang it, Which is really ironic, because every other aspect of my life, I'm a very patient person. I think Marshaun can attest to that. I'm a rather patient person. I'm good with waiting for things, but when it comes to, artistic success, I guess, I'm just so impatient. It's bad.
I want instant gratification.
Instant gratification!
Or if you're cold. If you're cold, you really can't wait for it.
Oh, no, I hate the cold. I hate the cold with a burning passion. If I am cold, God help you. But yeah, so, having... God, I don't know why I've been having such a hard time talking today. But I think I agree with you. Or, I know that I agree with you. Making sure that you have, small little projects to help you along is important, and it's good. And it makes me personally feel accomplished to say, not just that I'm working on a story, but I've also accomplished a short story. That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, realistic expectations. Big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely something that I had to drill into my own head within the last... since graduating. I mean, since graduating, a lot of information has had to be, made pertinent to me. And, the skill of having just ideas that you can actually achieve. Something that's not over the top, something that is realistically, how much time does it take me to do something? How long does it take me to how long could it take me to feasibly get something done? Just realistic expectations is a big deal in a creative sense, because you can imagine anything. You can imagine yourself creating everything when you have the idea of the behind the scenes knowledge of the kind of things that go into it, but it's the time that goes into actually making something that is usually pretty daunting, and that'll kind of shake up the process, because you're just like, oh god, it took me 5 weeks to do this. I thought it'd take me a night. So
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
really important to know what's realistic and what's not.
Yeah, and as an artist, of course I love the process. It can, like you said, it can just be really daunting when you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna climb this mountain, and like you're an hour in, you're tired, you're hungry, your feet hurt, your back hurts, and you've only made it like 5 feet.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
That's right. I'm human and my joints hurt.
Yeah, it's just like, oh no. Oh, I am in for a very long haul, and it's both exciting and so very daunting, so very like it's two halves of a very thin coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than like that feeling of realizing that a project is like just so like outside of scope for yourself.
Yeah.
And like
You've taken a bite that's way too big.
yeah, and knowing that like either one you're gonna have to not work on it or have to change the idea so that it is achievable.
Yeah.
And like lowering the scale of things.
Yeah.
Because it's like the part of you then that was excited about that idea is like a little bit like has to, you know, come back down to reality world.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, well, that's disappointing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly. I can't pinpoint the exact moment when it happens, but there's definitely a point where you're working on a project and the fantasy kind of takes you away. And you're just like, oh, what if I did this? What if I tried this? And like I could add all this to this, and that'll make this even cooler. And then you look at the canvas or you look at your open program, and nothing has been done. And you're just like, oh yeah, I got to start doing this.
Yeah, it's just like, oops.
I'll start it tomorrow.
Yeah.
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 That's one large thing that I want to implement into this year is consistency.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the C word. Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Not that. We don't say that in this house.
Here we go.
The blasphemy.
And something that is going to hopefully be consistent. Not hopefully. Will be consistent.
Will be consistent. This podcast.
Is the podcast.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah. Podcast is back, baby.
Yeah.
New and refreshed.
Yeah.
We're even worse at speaking.
We have gotten even worse at this.
Whilst away, we got dumber.
Well, we've got a Ben to kind of balance us out.
Yes, we have a good, beautiful Ben here.
Yes.
Some new energy.
Yes, we love a good Ben.
Season 2, 3, I don't know. There's probably not seasons.
This is episode 8.
Yeah, this is episode 8.
Episode 8, season 2.
Mini seasons.
Episode 8, season 8.
Yup.
Season 1, part whatever.
If we were
Season
on,
1, part 2, yeah.
If we were on Netflix, this would be our season finale.
Yeah.
The 2.5-hour movie I mentioned earlier I was watching was a Neon Genesis 3.1 plus 1.2 Thrice Upon a Time. That
Wow.
was the title
That was
of
a
that
lot
film.
of words.
What? That's what that thing is called?
Yes, 3.0.
No.
3.0
No, you
plus
don't need to
1.0.
go- you don't need to go through
Thrice
that.
upon a time.
Ah! Oh, that is a lot of words.
Yes, it is.
That is our podcast now. Thrice upon a time, y'all.
With the Thrice Upon a Time kind of podcast. I think Hideaki Anno, the creator of Neon Genesis, would be a little upset about that.
It's okay. We're not big enough to cause problems.
Yeah, he's retired. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's cool with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is that a flip? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start posting on Instagram and stuff to give you guys heads up about these podcasts and when they're happening and such, so you guys can catch them. Maybe even live one day.
Live.
Well, that's crazy.
Oh, dang. Well, if you don't like the idea, we don't have to.
I didn't say it's a bad idea. It's just a crazy idea.
Crazy's not necessarily bad.
Alright, just check.
I would be down for doing a live episode if there were like people who cared. Like if we were doing a live show to just like nobody, I'd be like, well, why don't we just like do what we normally do?
Oh, I mean, you gotta start somewhere, buddy.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm almost 30. I'll try anything once.
You
I
are
guess.
not almost 30.
Almost 30.
You are not almost 30.
5 years is like one day. Like,
You
come
are
on.
in your
I'll be 30 tomorrow.
You are mid-20s.
Your hands are so cold.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Which means Callie's mad.
I am mad.
Ah!
Fear me. Fear me.
Are we gonna wrap this up?
I think so, unless there
Yeah.
was there anything else anybody wanted to talk about, bring up?
Ben, do you have any closing words? How was your first
I thought you were
podcast?
gonna say clothes, and I'm like, surprise, I'm naked. Ben, the nudist, joined us today.
Yes.
If you didn't know, well, the reason why this is a podcast, Ben's a nudist.
Yeah, you can't really show that on YouTube, unfortunately.
Can you imagine after saying I'm into fashion, I'm also a nudist?
I like putting clothes on other people.
Yeah.
But myself,
Not really for me. It's not for me. You know?
Yeah, I'm too elite.
My
for
favorite
clothes.
trend.
I'm too elite for clothes.
My favorite trend is timeless. It is nude.
Birthday suit couture.
Yes.
Every day, all day, birthday suit. Every day's your birthday if you're in your birthday suit.
I'm a fan.
Yes.
I'll get that tattooed on my back.
What, like a tramp stamp?
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, closing remarks, Ben, before we burn the podcast down.
This was fun. Can't wait to come back.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
Can't wait to have you back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.